Good evening. You're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Farhana Sheikh. The Election Commission has fixed July 6 for the Sungai Bakar by-election. Nomination of candidates will take place on June 22nd, while early voting is scheduled for July 2nd.
EC Deputy Chairman Azmi Sharom said there were 39,279 eligible voters in the area. The by-election for the state seat was triggered following the death of past Assemblyman Nur Zamri Latif. He passed away on May 24th after being admitted for inflammation of the stomach. In the 2023 state elections, Zamri won the seat against PKR's Nur Hidayah Chairus with a majority of 1,563 votes.
Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim has called for more aggressive diplomatic engagement to resolve tensions between China and the Philippines in the South China Sea. He also says Malaysia will continue its active engagement on the matter within the ASEAN framework.
Both of my colleagues have been engaging with me quite well, expressing their concerns about some skirmishes in the territorial waters between Philippines and China. He also understands our position that as far as Malaysia is concerned, we have not encountered any problem. And I've always urged that there should be more aggressive engagement. And we have also conveyed his concern. Not that we are not sympathetic, we are. But my position has always been that we, ASEAN, among ourselves, and with countries, including with China, we engage with China. There should not be an involvement of other parties because they will be deemed to be more complex and will complicate the matter.
The Philippine president had recently warned China not to cross a red line set by Manila in the South China Sea, where a standoff between the countries continues to escalate. In recent months, the long-standing disputes between China and the Philippines over the South China Sea has intensified into aggressive clashes.
More than 30,000 applicants, farmers and small-scale commodity growers have been approved to receive cash subsidy assistance under the Budi Madani initiative. The Finance Ministry said that the recipients will receive cash assistance amounting to 200 ringgit each, which will be disbursed on June 10th.
The payment will be made through their bank accounts, while those without a bank account can claim the subsidy in cash by bringing their MyCard to any Bank Simpanan Nasional (BSN) branch throughout Peninsular Malaysia. According to MOF, eligible applicants can still register to receive Budi Madani, with applications submitted in June 2024 eligible to receive payment for both June and the following month. Budi Madani ensures subsidy allocations are targeted to eligible groups, including individual assistance via Budi Individu, farmers and small-scale growers via Budi Agri-Commodity, as well as companies and transport vehicles via My Subsidy Diesel.
A large-scale nationwide operation will be carried out soon to identify owners of People's Housing Projects, or PPR, who illegally rent out their units. Housing and Local Government Minister Nga Kuo Meng said the ministry has found numerous PPR tenants in breach of their contracts by renting their properties to foreigners, including illegal immigrants.
We have to make sure that PPR is a heavily subsidized social housing. Okay? Di mana saya bagi contoh, kos kita hampir 300,000. Tapi pembeli hanya bayar 45,000 dulu. Dengan kata lain, setiap unit rumah, tuan-tuan bayar 240,000 lebih subsidi untuk mereka. Bila mereka memohon, okay, alasannya adalah mereka tak ada rumah. Bila dah dapat, tak duduk pula, sewa kepada orang lain. Jika keadaan sedemikian berterusan, saya berasa amat kesal sampai hari kiamat pun masalah kekurangan rumah tidak akan mampu selesai.
Meanwhile, the police have recorded the statement of Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dato' Sri Tiong King Sing in connection with the bomb hawks at the ministry. Putrajaya District Police Chief A. Asmadi Abdul Aziz said the police has recorded statements from several witnesses also to assist with the ongoing investigation.
On Wednesday, a suspicious package was sent to the Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry headquarters, which was later confirmed to be a fake bomb constructed with a PVC pipe and a timer. Asmadi said the package was delivered by a courier at 11:19 a.m. and reached the 14th floor at 2:45 p.m. The bomb squad was then summoned along with bomb-sniffing dogs. Initial investigations indicate that the package originated from a courier company's branch office in Sungai Buloh.
The government has set a date for the rationalisation of diesel subsidies and will announce it at an appropriate time. Economy Minister Rafizi said this is to ensure that there will be no unnecessary knock-on effects on inflation and to avoid people from stocking up supplies.
We have decided on dates, kan? Cuma we really have to make sure, good luck trying, we really have to make sure that dia tak ada knock-on effect on inflation unnecessarily. Itu satu lagi ialah daripada supply juga, because kadang-kadang kalau you bagi plan awal kita, hoarding will happen. So suddenly people akan tank up and stock up cepat-cepat sebab because they know 2 bulan lagi, 3 bulan lagi ni harga akan naik. Jadi the rest you tahulah. I mean, if we do diesel subsidy retargeting for the purpose of managing hoarding and smuggling, kalau you bagi date satu-satu clear, actually you will see a spike in smuggling awal-awal. And orang boleh katalah kenapa tak ada penguat kuasa semua. It's impossible. There's only about 2,500 penguat kuasa. Unless kita gaji lagi 30,000 orang duduk kat setiap satu stesen minyak lah, which is you can't do, kan.
The government is considering to introduce a dedicated law to address plastic disposal and pollution. Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister Nik Nazmi Ahmad said there is a need for a national approach to address the gaps in the current framework. He explained how the current framework relies a lot on local governments, which states such as Penang, Selangor, Kuala Lumpur and Johor moving faster than others in addressing the issue. Nik Nazmi made the remark in response to a recent study by the Environmental Science and Technology Journal, which ranked Malaysia as the highest among 109 countries in consuming microplastics and top 10 for inhaling the most microplastic particles. He said his ministry is already in talks with the Economy Ministry to conduct a proper study on a national plastic policy. He also emphasized the need for a robust legal framework to phase out single-use plastics, increase recycling rates, and combat plastic pollution effectively. Meanwhile, a total of 25 of the 672 rivers nationwide monitored by the Department of Environment are classified as polluted. According to Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Fadillah Yusof, the polluted rivers were detected in 6 states, namely Kedah, Penang, Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, Johor and Sarawak. They include Sungai Bakar Arang in Kedah, Sungai Jawi in Penang, Sungai Buloh, Selangor, Sungai Kerayong, Kuala Lumpur and Sungai Adong in Sarawak. Fadillah, who is also the Minister of Energy Transition and Water Transformation, said the polluted rivers are classified as Class 3 and 4 in the Water Quality Index. This is due to the presence of various sources of organic pollutants, including wastewater from industrial, domestic and commercial activities. Meanwhile, he said of the total 672 rivers, 486 rivers are in the clean category and 161 in the medium category. Chairing the first meeting of the Committee on Deterioration of River Water Quality, Fadillah said the committee had agreed to hold a workshop to detail matters related to river management, legislation, regulations, policies and implementation within a month's time. We'll go for a quick break. Stay tuned for more.
Di dalam setiap berita yang dibawa, konteks amat penting. Kami sentiasa membawakan yang tergempar dan terkini. Pastikan Astro AWANI menjadi pilihan anda, tidak kira di mana sahaja anda berada.
Welcome back. At least 40 people have been killed in an Israeli airstrike on a United Nations school in central Gaza in the early hours of Thursday. The school, run by the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, was sheltering hundreds of displaced people who had fled fighting elsewhere in Gaza. A warplane reportedly fired 2 missiles at classrooms on the top floor of the school in the urban Nusrat refugee camp.
Israel's military said it had carried out a precise strike on a Hamas compound in the school, killing 20 to 30 fighters believed to be using the school to plan and carry out attacks. It added that it had taken steps to reduce the risk of harm to civilians before the strike. However, Gaza's government media office denied the claim, accusing Israel of carrying out a massacre. Victims of the incident were taken to the Al-Aqsa hospital in the nearby town of Deir al-Balah, which has been overwhelmed with a surge in casualties since Israel began a new ground operation in central Gaza this week.
Meanwhile, Spain has requested to join South Africa's case at the International Court of Justice, accusing Israel of genocide in Gaza. It joins several other countries that have also expressed wishes to intervene, including Ireland, which, along with Spain and Norway, officially recognized a Palestinian state last week.
Once admitted to the case, Spain would be able to make written submissions and speak at public hearings. Spanish Foreign Minister José Manuel Albares said Madrid wanted to see peace return to Gaza and the Middle East, and for that to happen, it had to support the court. South Africa filed its case with the ICJ late last year, alleging that Israel had violated the Genocide Convention in its assault on Gaza. The court has since ordered Israel to immediately cease its military operations in the southern city of Rafah, but stopped short of ordering a ceasefire for the enclave. Israel denies all charges and has not complied with the order.
In other news, activists in South Korea sent 10 balloons loaded with anti-Kim Jong-un leaflets and K-pop music into North Korea today, amid escalating tensions in the Korean peninsula. The group of North Korean defectors said this was in response to hundreds of trash-filled balloons from Pyongyang.
North Korea has said its recent balloon blitz, carrying bags of garbage, cigarette butts and feces, was retaliation for previous missives sent by the activists. The group, known as the Free North Korea Movement, said the 10 balloons carrying about 200,000 leaflets, $2,000 in $1 bills, and USB drives containing K-pop music and dramas were released in the border city of Pocheon. The group denounced North Korea's Kim Jong-un for not offering an apology after sending trash balloons over to the south. Pyongyang has called off its campaign on Sunday, but has warned it would restart if more balloons came north.
Over in the U.S., border police detained dozens of migrants attempting to cross the border on the first day of President Joe Biden's new asylum ban. The ban effectively blocks migrants from claiming asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border until attempted crossings decrease.
The new asylum ban, which took effect on Wednesday midnight, allows authorities to quickly deport or send back to Mexico migrants who cross the U.S.-Mexico border illegally without the chance to claim asylum. However, it only takes effect when migrant arrests surpass 2,500 per day for a week. According to recent statistics, border arrests averaged 4,300 per day in April. U.S. officials said on Tuesday that arrests remain high enough for the restrictions to go into effect immediately. The restrictions will stay in place until arrests drop below an average of 1,500 per day for 3 weeks. The last time crossings fell to that level was in the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic in July 2020, when global travel was at historic lows.
That wraps our AWANI tonight. I'm Farhana Sheikh. Thank you for watching.